Hello, 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 friends. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Coming to you live, of course, from Power in Nursing Innovations. So, welcome, welcome, welcome to another beautiful, sunny day in Maryland. And we're here to share some time with you once again on a beautiful Monday. And our lives, of course, are so strongly attached to healthcare, and we don't mind that at all. So here we are, one more superb day at Power in Nursing Innovations. And today our subject is you, but we always find a little corner somewhere to bring out to the light. So today we are talking about fearless. Today we are talking about fearless. And you might think, that's a bit different. Well, today we are fearless for the future. And we know that as the world of health and wellness has been changing and has been challenging for the years since COVID, we're still in a struggle. But no worry, no worries, no worries, because we are stronger. We are stronger and we are determined as well. We are determined to fix some things along our way. So, what is it about Fearless for the Future? And we will start right there as we thank you once again for joining us. And if you have questions or comments, please absolutely share those as well. And if you happen to come upon Fearless for Future in your time for replay, please just indicate hashtag replay and you can ask a question there. We'll follow up and let you know where that is headed. Sometimes people have questions later and they're really just not sure they should ask. Well, we will answer every question. So let's think about nursing, who we are and what we do. And as I've mentioned, maybe in the last maybe 3 or so weeks, it's been obvious that we are forging ahead with a bigger group of people. So we are finding more people that are related to the memories of COVID or the plans that they are facing for moving forward. Are they staying in healthcare? Are they getting out? Do they know which way to go? Or is that where some of their questions come? So it's not just, as I say, professional registered nurses. Yeah, we know who we are. But we are also finding folks who are nurse assistants, licensed practical nurses, healthcare providers, therapists that are asking the same questions. So, fearless is such a specific word that I really just attach so much time and so many times to COVID and the times around COVID. And there have been some articles I've read, and sometimes I laugh, and sometimes that means I have to do further research on where nursing is, where health and wellness is at this time, and which direction we're going in. And the biggest questions after that are why, WHY, and how. How are these questions going to come to have some best answers? So we know that there's been struggles, and there still are struggles. And I've read about the percentages of nursing that will keep rising through 2025 until 2030. I don't know who they're actually talking to, but I know that I won't be working at a bedside or in a healthcare facility at those times. So we have to know where we are now. So, where are we now and how we got here so we can decide what's happening next? So, let's talk. So, as we start, let's talk about how we are dedicated to who we are and what we do, no matter what the cost. And I'll say that not always in money, but I know that nurses died during COVID. So as we work harder, we sometimes struggle, but we must rise and we must rise and put ending to the fears. Let's douse the fears. We cannot keep going forward if we're stuck in a fear place. But we know how some of these things happen. So, for more than 400 years, of course, we have had the information about the history of the United States, how we got here, how nursing came up through working men in the fields of the armed battles and how they lifted and carried the broken soldiers, da 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 da. Then it morphed over onto women who were hmm, they didn't have work to do. You know, I'm joking. They didn't have work to do, and they came to the forefront of, oh, a group of people who can take care of the wounded. So that's where we kind of took our place in nursing on the battlefield. And many of us have gone along and carried the legacy of resilience, rising from struggle. Those three words lead you to at least have an indication of how nurses have grown through the years. We've seen the growth of doctors of nursing practice, especially the DNPs of color who are advancing with great promise. They are taking higher executive positions and roles and helping innovate some of the changes in nursing. We're not just at the bedside now, but they've used the world at hand, especially after COVID, to look at ways that nurses and healthcare providers can grow. We're not just sitting at the bedside cooking the stew and giving people baths. Yeah, that's not exactly where we are. We are using our promise and we're using our brains to move the world of healthcare forward. And it helps that we see that that's happening in other settings as well. And I will use, as we will speak about leaders in other settings, leaders like Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, who, in our understanding of history, she now sits as a justice on the Supreme Court. And she spends her place and time filling the world with grace and brilliance in the Supreme Court. She has been giving voice to the truths that have been buried, and that some folks, even right beside her, would love to continue burying the truths about the world. And we know that there have been long held challenges that surround the lives and the history of people of color. And that's almost at every turn. But Katanji has the power. She has the brain. She has the grace and the brilliance to bring the truth to the forefront. And that helps us in our topic of fearless for the future. Fearless for the future. In every turn, there's an attempt, or there has been an attempt, to quash the stories and the history of persons of color. How long has it been since we have carried the brilliance of our own minds and the strength of our hands and the love in our hearts? As nursing professionals, people of color can still provide best care using their brilliance, their power, their hands, and their hearts. We've worked days and nights, and not only to heal others, but to build a better future for the families and communities. We know how to heal, and we know how to grow. And yes, we do have brains. Brains, you say? Well, that seemingly has been a challenge in the parts of history that have been removed from the books, and that has been a struggle. Those stories have been covered up and or removed and disavowed. So we have to know that the future is a place that must be rebirthed and continue to shine. Our brains are necessary. And each of us, no matter what the color, have brains. Really? Well, that's one way that you can do well in the profession of nursing. You have to be smart. You have to be smart. And our brains have no color. So we don't bother about, well, what color is your brain? Only the red brain can be in this position. Oh, only the blue brain is smart. Our care has no borders. Our impact is universal. So we are not worrying about making change in the sphere of color. We have done the work, each of us and all of us, and we are still doing it. Fearless, fearless we are, and fearless we raise hands to serve. Fearless we step forward to lead. We are not tied up with a struggle to discourage folks to choose the color of their nurse, the color of their therapist, the color of their doctor. It is not who we are or what we do. It is faith. It is faith and grace. Faith and grace that carry us over the rough rides and the rough ridges, through the winding roads and up the hills and mountains. I have been myself so wonderfully honored to be chosen by a college and school of nursing in Virginia that was an HBCU. That is a college for those persons of color to live a life that is not one of terror and fear of who we are and how we would be looked at by the world. Faith and grace are the platforms of so many of us, not fear and not shame. The light of the next generation reaches back, reaches back to the past, showing us the way forward. And yes, we hold on, we hold out, and we rise because we must. The world needs the future of nursing to be available, to be clear and focused, to provide care and services to the world. We are not sitting waiting back for someone to put in their request for I only want or I never want a nurse of color. The future today is in flow. It is being built more and more each day, built on foundations of past wrongs, past trials, and an unwavering will by the folks on this journey to turn those past wrongs into rights. We are champions. We are voice. And we are the future. We shall overcome all of the challenges that have been birthed more than 400 years ago. More than 400 years ago. That is a big number. We know that some challenges will still pop up. They will still be generated by old stories and old lies. But we know that this is not the first day that any of us have felt a challenge. We know that you are not the only one. You can help your colleagues and your patients, TS, to find the way to help the roads and bridges be less rocky and less bumpy. We know that because we've been there. We've been there working to help communities and patients, TS, grow, helping healthcare systems and organizations find ways to make solutions real for the patients and for the folks who are working. The solutions must be generated through action and collaboration. Together we rise, and together we are champions. Be well, friends. We are fearless. Let no fear overcome us as we continue on the rocky roads to the future. Fear will not keep us bound or trapped in a bundle without the ability to think or work or communicate or care. We know how to make changes, and change we will because we are not fearless. So be on focus, my friends. Be on focus. 2025 is the year that we will thrive. Thrive in 2025 because we are not fearless. We'll see you so very soon. And remember that each and every day as we go along, there might be stumbles. That's the world, that's the life. And that does not mean we will be afraid because we haven't been afraid before. We will stand up, speak up, and show up as we guide the world of health and wellness to forge new beginnings for our patients and our communities, and for the work and the strategies that come to fore with the groups that work together. Collaboration is another C word that we've learned to love. And together, we will be fearless for the future. We'll see you soon, and come on to powerinnursing.com. Sign up for our programs. We are doing our stress program tomorrow. Actually, we're doing a master class tomorrow, and we will start off with what's your pain? What's your pain? And how we can help you create strategies to dissolve your pain. We can't fix everything. Managing is a sticky word, but let's resolve some of your challenges so that we can continue to grow in care and service to those who need us. So we will see you then. And in the meantime, continue to help each other along. And as we know and grow, our best road is our road together. So we'll see you then, and have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Monday. And questions and comments are always accepted. So we will see you in a little bit. Don't forget, tomorrow is the day for stress. Let's talk about it. We'll see you soon. Bye bye now.